this trick is not so much of a trick as maybe 5 tricks all in one routine.
I've always been interested in the concept of time. I think that's one of the reasons why I got interested in history when I was younger and actually studied history at university and went on to teach for a while. So what is time? Well, it's one of the, they call it, is it the 4th dimension, I suppose. Without getting into heavy physics or philosophy about time, obviously watches represent time, even though time is not a real solid thing. It's represented by solid things like watches and clocks and stuff. So, Paul, mix them up a little bit for me. Excellent. Yeah, it's terrible like gravity, isn't it? I tell you.
5th dimension.
Okay, now put them back in the same order. Here you go. Is that sort of going back in time, is it? Yeah. Okay. What I'm going to do, I think Diane, I'm going to give you 12 cards from the top. They'll represent 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock to 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
I want you to think of a time, o'clock, it's got to be o'clock, so you've got 12 choices. It might be a nice time of the day that you're interested in. It could be a time near maybe the birth of a child or a marriage, or it might be something significant, or it could just be a random choice of a time. And what I want you to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you think of, say, 1 o'clock, you take 1 card and you put it behind you, say, on the chair, sit on it or whatever. 2 or 6 or so, whatever the amount of cards. Now, I don't want you to think that I can sort of see what's going on. So when you've done that, you put the rest of the cards back on the deck. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So take those cards, I'll turn away, and that's all you have to do is think of the time, take that many cards, maybe put them behind you or sit on them, so I don't know how many, and then I'll put these back, and you put the rest of the cards that are left back on top there, and square them all up so I can't tell any sort of breaks or anything like that. Excellent. So, you've got your time. Just mix these up a little bit now. Just a few cuts here and there. Excellent. In a minute, I'm going to ask you to think of a card that corresponds with your time. I'll explain it as I go along. Okay. Now, Paul, if I take this here and turn this watch, and a lot of watches are like this, obviously. The older watches, you can change the time just by twirling like this. You can show that there to the camera. Now, Paul, I'm going to ask you to carry on doing this in a second. But what I want you to do is do it what we say blindly. So you just keep on turning there.
Yep.
And when you're happy, you go backwards or forwards. When you're happy, just say, yes, I'm happy.
Okay.
Press it in so it can't turn anymore, and just put it down there. That's great. So we'll leave that there. I'm going to just wind it again. Okay, Diane. Actually, Jenny, did you see the time that she had?
Yes.
So you could join in as well. That's great. So if you chose 1 o'clock, I want you to think of the 10.
Okay.
And then 2, the 6. Like I'll count all 12. So watch and think of 1 card. Don't tell me. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and the Queen would be 12 o'clock. Yeah? So are you thinking of a time now? You hold on for me. You take them for me. Now, I want you to count 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, face up along the table, 1 card for each time. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
Just next to each other's fine.
Oh, sorry. 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock.
Oh, 11 o'clock, that means there's 1 hour missing.
Mm-hmm.
At 3 o'clock, time tends to fly. Did you know that? What time are you thinking of?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, is that right? So 3 o'clock's missing. Is your card missing?
Yes.
What was your card?
Queen of Diamonds.
Do you want to check under the watch? Want to check under the watch? What is it? The Queen of Diamonds. You know, it's even more amazing, and I don't want to touch this at all. Paul, what did you put the clock to?
I don't know because I wasn't watching.
Turn it over. It was random. 3,
Oh my God.
3 o'clock.
Oh my God. How did you do that?